If you've ever searched this question online, you've probably seen answers like, small businesses pay around 20 to 30% in taxes. Sounds simple, right? But here's the truth. That answer is incomplete because there is no single standard tax rate for a small business. And that's exactly why so many business owners feel confused, overwhelmed, and sometimes even frustrated when tax season comes around. So in this video, I'm going to break this down in a way that actually makes sense. No complicated language, no textbook explanations. Just a clear, real-world breakdown of how small business taxes actually work, and why the idea of a standard rate is a bit misleading. Let's start with the biggest misconception. Most people think a business is taxed at a single fixed rate. That's not how most small businesses work. In reality, most small businesses are what we call pass-through entities. That means the business itself does not pay income tax in the traditional sense. Instead, the profit passes through to the owner's personal tax return. So right away, your business tax is tied to your personal income, and that changes everything. Now, let's build this step by step. First, you have business profit. This is your revenue minus your expenses. That number becomes the starting point for your taxes. Now here's where things get interesting. That profit is not taxed once. It is taxed in multiple ways. Let's talk about the first layer, income tax. Your business profit is added to your personal income and taxed based on your tax bracket. So if your total income increases, your tax rate can increase too. That's why two business owners with the same profit can pay completely different amounts in tax. Now let's move to the second layer, self-employment tax. This is where many new business owners get caught off guard. If you are self-employed, you are responsible for Social Security and Medicare taxes, and you are paying both sides, the employee portion and the employer portion. That adds up to about 15.3% on your net earnings. So before you even think about income tax, this is already a major factor. Now let's add another layer, state taxes. Depending on where you live or operate, you may owe state income tax as well. Some states have no income tax. Others, like California or New York, can add a significant additional burden. And if your business operates in multiple states, things can get even more complicated. Now let's pause for a second. When people ask, what is the standard tax for a small business? What they're really asking is, what will I actually pay? And the answer depends on three main things: your total income, your business structure, your location. Now let's talk about structure, because this is where things start to shift. If you are a sole proprietor, your business income flows directly to your personal return. Simple, but everything is subject to self-employment tax. If you operate through an LLC, you might still be taxed the same way unless you make a different election. And this is where strategy comes in. Some business owners choose to be taxed as an S corporation. Why? Because it can reduce the portion of income subject to self-employment tax. But here's the catch. You must pay yourself a reasonable salary. You must run payroll. You must follow compliance rules. So it's not a shortcut. It's a structured approach that requires planning. Now let's talk about why taxes feel so unpredictable. It usually comes down to this. Business income is not steady. Some months are strong, some are slower. Expenses vary. Investments happen at different times. And because of that, your taxable income is constantly changing. So unlike a salaried job where taxes are withheld consistently, business taxes require active management. As a business owner, you actually have more control over your taxes than most people, but only if you use it. You can influence when you recognize income, when you incur expenses, how your business is structured, how you plan for retirement, how you manage your cash flow. But if you ignore these levers, taxes will feel random and overwhelming. Now let's talk about deductions, because this is where things often get misunderstood. Deductions reduce your taxable income, but they are not magic. Spending money just to save on taxes is not a winning strategy. If you spend $1,000 just to save a percentage in taxes, you are still spending more than you are saving. Real strategy is about spending where it makes sense for your business and structuring those expenses properly. Let's move into something that separates experienced business owners from beginners. They don't wait until tax season. They review their numbers throughout the year. They ask, where is my income trending? Am I setting aside enough for taxes? Should I adjust my estimated payments? Is my structure still efficient? These small decisions, made early, prevent big surprises later. Let's address something honestly. There is no single, standard tax rate for small businesses. But if you combine everything, income tax, self-employment tax, and possibly state tax, many small business owners end up paying somewhere between 25% and 40% of their profit in taxes, and sometimes more, depending on the situation. That's the reality. But here's the important part. That number is not fixed. It can be influenced, not eliminated, but managed intelligently. And that's what tax planning is really about. Not avoiding taxes, not chasing unrealistic loopholes, but understanding how the system works so you can make better decisions. Let's bring everything together. Small business taxation is not one simple rate. It is a combination of income tax, self-employment tax, state taxes, and your specific business structure. That's why it feels complex. But once you understand the layers, it becomes much more manageable. And more importantly, it becomes something you can control instead of something that surprises you. If you are running a business and you've ever felt confused about taxes, that's normal. But clarity comes from understanding how the pieces fit together. If this video helped break things down in a way that finally makes sense, subscribe to our channel. We create content designed to simplify complex tax topics so business owners can make smarter decisions. And if you want to go deeper into how small business taxes work and how to plan more effectively, visit gavtax.com for more insights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.